everybody. I just wanted to do a quick video. My quick videos usually end up being a little longer than I want them to be. Just wanted to show everybody a few things. This is our new little project. We got ourselves some vanilla bean orchids, and we're hoping that we will be able to produce some vanilla beans down the road. My partner Rob has some techniques that he hopes that he can hurry these guys along. They're pretty little, and we do know it takes a long time to produce vanilla beans, so these plants have to be 10 feet long before they will produce. We have a ways to go, but we're still proud of our little babies, and we are hopeful. Now, my plants in my window, I have a few carnivorous plants that I purchased. I just like carnivorous plants. I think they're fun. These guys here, they actually can be grown outside in our climate here in the Fraser Valley. And my chard and stuff in my pots is ready to be transplanted. I'm going to be putting those into bags soon. They're very much liking this window I have in my front. My dill needs to be bagged. I have a cauliflower down there I'm hoping to bag. Tomatoes. My cucumbers are actually already growing cucumbers down there. And my lemon balm. Over here I have a bin that I planted a bunch of basil in. These basil over here were all cuttings. Yes, some are going to flower. That's okay, we want them to. And a whole bunch of little babies. Yeah. And then my bags of cilantro, dill, and basil still doing really well. And then over here, again, we always have to show this, don't we? I'm so proud of these tubs. My red Russian kale back there is just huge. It's gorgeous. Chard, I've been pruning the chard back because I've been eating it. I don't know, I'm not a big kale fan, but my husband wanted me to plant them, so I did, and I'm amazed. They're gorgeous. Tomato plants. These babies, I tell you, I am so pleased with how these are going. I'm going to go back around the other side quickly here. We only use worm casting tea. We call that wormaponics. But I wanted to show everybody how well my tomato plants are growing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomato plants growing in this one tub. And I actually have tomatoes coming. Do you see that? Isn't that wonderful? There's another one right there. I can never get it with my camera because, oh, there it is. I gotta go move my air pump. It's making a banging sound. Those are my tomatoes. They say, oh, and my cucumbers. I did a video a while back, about 4 weeks back, and my cucumbers were just little and just starting to flower. Now I have cucumbers all over them. They're already up and past the top of my rack. I have another bug-eating plant hanging here. Yeah, I have cucumbers everywhere. Back in the back, I have cucumbers. I have a bunch of cucumbers up top here. These are all self-pollinating cucumber plants and tomato plants as well. My tomato plants are self-pollinating. And then I'm going to come around the side here, fix my pump because it's making too much noise. And I'm going to introduce you to this little guy here. This little tomato plant here, that's Basil. This guy over here, he's my little tomato plant. He was in the tub over there with my big tomato plants, and he wasn't doing well. And what I discovered was, before we started using the worm casting tea, we were using a leading brand chemical fertilizer powder that you had to mix up. We were not having any luck with it at all. This little guy here actually had chemical fertilizer had encrusted around the plant, around the Rockwell cube, and when it dried out, it would not allow the roots to go through. So this little guy could not grow any roots. I took him out of the big bin over there because the other tomato plants had surpassed him and he wasn't doing well anymore. So I put him in this jar, and he had already started wilting when I put him in this jar. So what happened was the worm casting tea it actually removed the sludge off of the Rockwell cube and allowed for the roots to come through, and the plant started picking up. Now what's amazing about this is that they claim a lot of stuff with vermicompost and the worm casting tea, which we call wormaponics. It actually works. All of these tubs here that you see, we started with the leading brand fertilizer, and all of my root systems were not doing well at all. So we put the worm casting tea in where we already had the other fertilizer, and we hoped that it would work, and it did. It corrected all the problems that the roots were having. It has gotten my cucumbers and my tomatoes all the way through the flowering stage to the fruiting stage, all by themselves. Like, I've not had to use anything. I mix it up in my tub down here, as you see in my 5-gallon bucket. I mix up my worm casting tea and I add it to my tanks when they need it. And that's all I do. The only thing I measure is I put about a pound of my worm castings into my mixture, and everything thrives on it. I water the stuff in the front window with it, and they do fabulously. To be honest with you, they're sitting in little tiny 4-inch planting pots right now, and they're thriving. I have 1-inch Rockwell cubes that we grew our tomato plants in that are in there. I didn't have to bump them up to the 4-inch cubes. I left them in the 1-inch cubes as an experiment, and they're doing great. It isn't the cube, it's the roots below. I'll give you a quick peek at their roots. The roots look fabulous. There's no problems in there at all. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks, that's all for today. Bye-bye. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share. And if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook. We love hearing from you. So please leave comments. Thanks, bye for now.